All right, come on over here, guys. I'm going to get everybody right in this area right here. I'm going to use Brian to be my demo guy again. Brian, you're going to be on that side. We're just going to dink. We're just going to dink. Okay? Just right here. We're going to dink. Just back and forth. There's a volley. Dink. 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 Give me one a little higher. Oh, hit the wire. Volley. Okay. So that should be enough. I'll move that cord in a minute. It is. Yeah, it's awesome. Yep. So when I'm volleying, did you notice I'm not bringing the racket back behind me? Okay. As I explained in an earlier class today, dinking, drops, and volleying are all short strokes, which means that they don't have backswings, right? We keep the racket in front of us. The only difference really between a dink, a drop, and a volley is the height that we take it at, right? So sometimes we take a volley in this position, sometimes we take it in this position, sometimes we take it in this position, sometimes we take it in this position, right? But the racket's always on this side of our body. We never, almost never volley from back here, right? A desperation volley might be back here, but that's not our ideal goal. Our ideal goal is to keep it out in front of us. So just like dinking and drop shots, these are short strokes, okay? So what we're going to be working on today is short strokes. The most important thing with all of the short strokes is to be relaxed. Relaxed. We're not hitting the ball very hard. My grip is soft. I'm hardly touching the ball, right? Give me one a little higher, Brian. There we go. Perfect. Right? So, relaxed. Where people start to crash on the volley is when they get really tense, they squeeze the paddle really tight, and they try to hit the ball really hard. Okay? So, Glenn and Sue like to hit the ball really hard. If I'm playing Glenn and Sue, do I need to put any backswing into the ball at all? No, because they're going to give me all the energy that I need to project the ball. I just need to literally stick my paddle in front of the ball. Okay? So we're going to work on volleys with the machines. I'm going to start all 4 people. We may just end up using just this one machine today. But let me move this cord, and then I'm going to do a little demonstration. While I'm doing that, are there any questions? Thank you. Are there? Yes, sir. Yep. Yep. Yep.
I'm not anticipating, I'm just going to be placed on the court, and usually it's not, so I should be back farther, but I'm not often. So I'm often hitting things in desperation, and sometimes that looks like a hard, right? And for someone like Sue, who's very accurate and stuff like that, it's good. For me, it's
yeah, Sue reads better than you?
She does,
yeah. Yeah. Sue reads better than most people, though.
She's an athlete. She's an athlete. She played badminton at the provincial. So I mean, she's done
yeah.
So she's very good.
Okay.
But I don't read.
Yeah. You don't read as well.
Yeah.
You read.
I read, but it's
yeah.
And part of that is just losing my attention too.
Yeah.
Like if I hit one, I go, oh wow, I made a nice drop shot. I don't think that the person's going to get it. Then the next thing I go, it's coming back, and it's coming back here, and I'm over here.
Yeah.
So that's take up so much time.
No, that's awesome.
Just the anticipation.
Yeah. That's what the training groups are all about, right? In the training groups, you learn to read and react better. You're not going to read and react off of a ball machine. So today we're just going to work on the technical stuff. That read and react comes from the training groups. Now, I do want to address something you said in this issue. Let's imagine that this is a bar graph, right? This row of bricks is a bar graph, right? The best athlete in the world has eye-hand coordination up here, right? The average person has eye-hand coordination here, right? That means that 50% of the population, right, their ceiling is going to be lower than the top athlete in the world, right? So there are differences amongst people. Your ceiling, you have a ceiling. Each of you is going to have a slightly different ceiling. Typically, women have a lower ceiling than men, right? But there are some men like me who have very low eye-hand coordination. Like for a man, I have very low eye-hand coordination. And there are women like Sue with much higher eye-hand coordination. So you're going to have your own ceiling on eye-hand coordination, whatever that is. You can raise it a little bit through training, right? You can raise your ceiling a little bit, but it's not limitless. So if you're coming into something like this expecting to have the same kind of eye-hand coordination as Annalee Waters, you're probably not going to get there, right? But if you accept that you're going to have a ceiling and your ceiling might be different than Sue's, right, then you need to come up with cheats. You need to come up with ways that will help you deal with having lower eye-hand coordination. If you have lower eye-hand coordination, one of the things you might want to do is back up a little bit, right? Buy yourself a little bit more time, right? If you have lower eye-hand coordination and volleys are trouble for you, you want to hit fewer volleys, which means that you give up fewer volley opportunities, right? So these are all tactical things that come out of training with groups. Today, we're just really going to focus on how to hit a volley, just the technical elements of how to hit a volley. Okay? Sorry, I don't want to, I could talk for hours about this thing. No, that's awesome. You did nothing wrong, Glenn. Okay? Okay, Margaret, can you come over here and operate the machine for me, please? I'm going to just turn this on for a second. You're pointing in a direction. Okay, when I tell you, you're going to turn that on and off. No, just the top switch. Only the top switch. All right, so I'm going to demonstrate some volleys for you. Go ahead, turn it on. So I'll probably miss the first few because I haven't hit any yet today, but we'll see what happens. All right, so racket's up in front of me. Here it comes. So, am I swinging? No, I'm just meeting the ball out in front of me, right? I don't need to do anything because the ball's coming towards me. I just need to turn my paddle face first before I even move my arm. Last one, then you can shut it off. Okay, shut off. So, it is a block. Yeah, that's what we're working on. So, there's a thing called a swing volley. I don't encourage swing volleys. We will learn them later, but that's not what we're working on today. We're working on blocks, yes. Yeah. So it's like I'm pushing the paddle into the wall. Yeah. So we're going to get over, oops, this way. Okay. This is one of the things, so this, everybody come on in on the backhand volley. I'm going to take this glove off so you can see a little better. Okay.
So you have to switch your paddle in your hand?
No. If you have a continental grip, you can still volley, right? The key is to avoid this. We don't want a hump in our wrist, right? So I'm volleying here, 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 here. And on this side, I flip it out here. Up here, if I'm volleying, I keep that bend in my wrist. I move my body if I need to, but I want to keep a divot in my wrist. This is what gets you in trouble. The minute you start trying to volley like this, right, you are in a very weak position. It's very difficult to control the ball, right? So when I'm holding the paddle in front of me, continental grip, the two edges are above each other. My V is right on the top, right? That's good. Yeah, good. And then I have a divot in my wrist. This is the volley that gets people in trouble. So if a volley's high, we don't do this. If a volley's high, we do this. or we slide, right? This is a strong position. The minute we start projecting that hump, wrist, making a hump in our wrist, we start to.
Sorry, but you're holding it like this, and you go like this.
Look,
You're
I'm bringing the racket closer to my body, right? I can't do that if the racket's out here, can I? Keep it too close to your body. That's right. Keep it close to your body. So, you guys all know Angela? Yeah. We're not out here, right? You let it come in close to your body so that you can keep that strong wrist position. You got to hump it. You got a hump in your wrist. You want to keep a divot in your wrist, so bring it in closer to your body, right? Okay. Divot in your wrist. Okay. Yep. Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on that. We're going to actually start hitting, and I'll give you tips as we're hitting. Okay. So we're going to have two people here, one picking up and one on this post. Do you want to start picking up, Ryan? Okay. All right. Two people at the net. I'm not going to say anything for the first couple of rotations because I just want you to become comfortable with the machine. There we go. You'll get there. Okay, one more, then rotate. Rotate. Quickly. Good. Brian, you're up. You're up at the post, Brian. Okay. Next one, we're going to rotate after the next hit. Not yet. I said next one. There we go. Okay. Good. Watch your feet, Glenn. Okay, one more, then rotate. Rotate. Move, Brian. Move. Okay. Good work. One more, then rotate. Rotate. Good work. One more, then rotate. Rotate. Okay, awesome. So everybody's had an opportunity. So come in close to the net so that you can hear me. All right. Is it better to deflect the ball up or down? Down. Why down? Right. If you're in the habit of deflecting balls up, you're going to get a lot of balls slammed down your throat. Right? So we really want to work on getting above the ball. So as the ball is coming out of the machine, the first thing that we do is decide whether it's a forehand or a backhand. So we need our paddle face to start coming around, right? And we need to get above the ball. So, right, you got to be careful, right? If it's going to be high, you've got to get above the ball without doing this, right? If it's coming out high, you've got to get your racket up, because you want to be, if you can, deflecting balls down, not popping them up, right? And what happens at these ball machine clinics is people come in and they just bump them up, and they develop the habit of bumping them up, and they go, okay, I'm keeping all my volleys in, and then they go play, and what happens, right? Now, there is an exception. If the ball's down low, you're going to have to put it up, but if a ball's down low, it's really important that you drop it into the kitchen as a dig, right? So when you hit up, you need to control it. If you're hitting up and the ball's popping up to the back of the court, that's death. So that's the one habit that I want you to just take out of your strokes today, right? Try and project down. If you are going to pop it up, it needs to pop up really short. Make sense? Okay, so just be aware of that. I'm going to turn the machine back on. So, a volley and a block, the difference really is just a question of speed.
Okay.
Right? So this is a fairly slow speed, so we're volleys. Yeah. Blocks are when somebody's hitting really hard drives, and so for the next class, which is blocks, we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to turn the speed up. Okay? There you go. Hit them down. Good work, Brian. That was a nice down volley. Get above the ball. Get above the ball and hit it down. That was a little too high, Glenn. Yeah. A little high. All right, one more, and then we're going to rotate. Rotate. Oh, don't pop them up, Brian. Try to keep them down. There you go. Nice, Margaret. Good. Nice. Keep them down. Nice job, Margaret. Last one, then we're going to rotate. Rotate. Good job. Yep, Glenn. Up the post. Nice job, Susan. Down. That was good. Oh. Oh. Careful, Susan. Don't pop them up. One more, then rotate. Okay, rotate. Nice, Susan. Oh, good. Nice, Susan. That was a great shot. Down. Yeah, nice try. Did the right idea. One more, then rotate. Good. Okay. So you're putting your finger on the back of your paddle.
Yeah.
That makes the paddle harder to control and gives you fewer grip options. So if you want to develop as a player, I strongly recommend that you learn not to do
I
that.
should get a glove because I feel it slip.
It does, yeah.
And
Well,
I
your
started-
grip is shot. I actually have a grip repair kit. If you remind me next week, we'll fix your
Yeah, I
grip.
think I have a repair kit, but I've never used it. But yeah.
Okay.
And
So, and then a glove. You
get a glove.
gloves
And
are
I know
awesome.
for, like my backhand, I've gone to two-handed.
Yep.
Because it just moves in my
Yeah, and you don't have very much body weight,
No.
right? So your strength isn't going to be your best asset. So we're going to actually work on that next. But think about trusting your grip. Just because doing that's something we teach beginners, and then you get stuck with it, and your grip is limited for the rest of your life.
Well, I know when I've been just watching about two-handed backhands that they put their hand here, so it's like
You can't have that finger there
I
then.
can't have that finger. So I'm thinking of starting
One more, then we rotate. Sorry.
thinking more.
Yep.
Just
Good
to
idea.
get the feel.
Yep.
And it uses your torso more.
Yep, exactly. Nice job, Margaret. Get above the ball, hit it down. Yeah, good. Yep, good job. Yep. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna take a water break, but before we go there, I want to ask you a question. Okay. Where are we volleying to? What?
Center?
Yeah, we're to the ground. Yeah, and that's what the answer that almost everybody gives. We're volleying for the middle. But the middle is from here to all the way back there. And I watch people try to volley for the baseline all the time. And that's what causes you to pop it up and give the other person an opportunity to hit down on it. You're not aiming for the baseline, you're aiming for the ground. You're trying to get it to the ground as quickly as you can. The longer it's in the air, the greater the chance that somebody's going to be able to intercept and do something with it. So as soon as a ball starts to come towards you and you see a volley opportunity, you look for the closest open ground and you put it on the ground, right? If you watch at the level that you guys are playing at, if you give somebody a chance to hit the ball out of the air, they're going to get it out of the air. But if you make them hit a ball that bounced off the ground first, they're going to hit it into the net, they're going to hit it out the sideline. they're going to make a mistake. They're way more likely to make a mistake from a ball that bounces off the ground first than they are to something out of the air. So do not try to put it past somebody to the baseline. Put it straight to the ground. That's your only objective. Make them hit a ball that just bounced off the ground. All right, we're going to have a drink, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to do some more. Yes, sir. Ma'am. Ma'am. Yep. Yep. Oh, not wrist. What do you mean by wrist? Wristwatch is the ear. The wristwatch goes to your ear. You want to be able to hear your wristwatch. That gets pronation, right? We're not pronating on the volley. We're just, it's like a dink. We're just giving a little push. No, correct. Yeah, your backhand's going to be like very close. Yeah. You just got to pull it in a little tighter, right?
And sometimes I find them like this.
Yeah, and that's a mistake. That'll happen sometimes under level 10 pressure. Sometimes I hit a volley like this, which is not a correct shot either. So there's the things that happen at level 10 pressure, we don't worry about, because those are things you're just making up on the fly and you're just doing what you have to do to survive. What we're working on is good habits when we're under level 7 and under kind of pressure. Right? Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, for me, like, I'm trying to push it forward like this, right?
Yep.
And all mine are going there. If I try to do it, normally, I would just go like this. I would swing at it
Yep.
and hit it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is something I'm trying to learn to do, but I think, but you know what I mean? Like normally, if I get those,
Yeah.
if I can move out of the way,
Yeah.
I'm going to be hitting.
You swing at everything.
Like this.
Yeah.
I know that's not right.
Yeah.
But it does put it down. Whereas here, I'm doing exactly what you're saying because I'm trying to adjust and say, okay, where's your thumb? Like, your thumb is still there.
I keep it around.
So you don't put your thumb.
Some people do.
Put your thumb back there. Like I find that I'm probably more successful if when I'm doing that, I put my thumb like this, but then it makes it a little harder.
Yeah.
You know, like this, right?
So I'm not the kind of instructor that insists that everybody does everything the same way, right? So if you have a way that works for you, work with it, and if it turns out that it's creating problems for you, we'll fix it later. There are some things that I insist on because they're healthier, they're less likely to cause injury, or something that I just know from experience you have to do this to make it work.
No,
so
this is just something I thought, okay, well, what gives me this downward motion?
Yeah.
It's not this. It's this.
Getting above the ball. Yeah. You need to get above the ball. So wherever the ball is, you need to be above it so you can hit down. So you're exactly.
But a lot of these are coming. So part of it is position. When I'm letting them come at me and I'm pushing.
Yeah.
Whereas I need to move over and hit it, right?
Possibly. I'm going to deal with a different issue right now. Okay. All right, let me move on to another topic here quickly. Is this oscillator still on? Good. I'm going to get Margaret. You're going to operate the machine for me. Okay, I want to talk about, don't turn it on just yet. I want to talk about receiving volleys. Right? So generally speaking, a ball out here we're going to hit with a backhand. A ball here we're going to hit with a backhand. A ball here we're going to hit with a backhand. A ball here we're going to hit with the forehand. Right? Backhand, 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 forehand. That means that 3/4 of our shots, approximately, are going to be backhands. Right? Could we step aside and swing at it as a forehand? We could, but why do we need to? You're strongest in the center of your body line. So your strongest volleys are always going to be something you can put your body behind. So if I have a ball that's coming over here, I'm going to step in front of it. Right? If a ball comes out of the machine and is going wide, I don't want to reach for it. I want to step in front of it if I can, because I want to get the center line of my body as close to the line of the ball as I can. This is weakness. This is strength, right? So the shorter my arm is, the closer my body is to my racket, the stronger, the more stable platform that my racket head is going to have. Does that make sense? Everybody understand that? So what we're going to work on now is we're going to be in our positions. I don't want anybody to reach for anything. I want you to try and step in front of it. Try and step in front of it. So if we're stepping in front of it, we're going to be able to hit a lot of backhands, because I can even step this way on the backhand. The only way that I need to reach on the forehand is if it's way out here, and in that case I want to step over and I want to block it this way. That's what we're working on now. So keep your body as close to the racket as you can. Okay, take a position, and you can turn it back on, Margaret. Oh, I was going to demonstrate, but I forgot. That's good. Both switches. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're trying to step in front of. We're trying to hit as many backhands as we can. Okay, don't worry about it. You'll get it. I can turn the speed up a little bit, the feed speed. Yep. So now for somebody like you with hardly any body weight, it's really important to get your body weight involved.
Yeah.
Right? So give the platform some stability.
Yeah.
Okay? That was a reach, Glenn. We're not reaching. Oh! Call it. Yeah, you don't need to swing at it, Brian. Or I mean, Glenn. Here. Okay, one more, then we're going to rotate. Good stuff. Come on in. Okay, so you on your forehand side, you're doing this. You're moving away from the ball, right? I'd rather, for these ones that are in close, I'd rather see you step over and take it as a backhand, right? Not out here, but just step over and take it as a backhand in front of, like, if it's close to your body, I'd rather see you do this than this. Okay? We're not swinging. We're not swinging, Brian. Just block. There we go. It's okay. Beautiful. Put it on the ground. Nice. One more, then we're going to rotate. Rotate. Good work. You're getting it, buddy. Good job, Margaret. I like the way you stepped in front of that. One more, then rotate, rotate. Okay, I want to talk to you for a second, Susan. All right. So somebody taught you to stand with a really wide stance and get really low, which means you're like a shark. You're coming under at every ball, which means you're popping balls up.
Okay.
Right? So a little more upright. So you definitely want to have a stable stance, but if you're a little more upright, right, then you're going to be able to get over the ball a little more. Okay?
Good point. Okay.
So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And next time you're up, try and
And I'm
I'll
thinking too, I gotta really think to my hand.
Yeah,
going
you don't-
forward,
you
the
don't
back of my palm.
get your elbow out. Right. So you need to be. If you're doing this, you're going to have a hump in your wrist, right?
Yeah.
So let the ball come in close to your body.
Yeah.
If you're a little more upright, you'll be able to let the ball come in a little closer to your body. Good job, Margaret. I like the way you stepped in front of that. So, so coming this way a little bit, you're crowding Glenn. You're crowding Glenn. There we go. Okay, one more and then we're going to rotate. One more. Okay, flex the balls and feet. Oops. Communicate, guys. Communicate. Say mine. Just stand in strong. Don't back away from the ball. Good. Strong on your feet. Okay. You don't have to swing at it, remember? Much better. That was a nice strong volley, Glenn. Nice job, Brian. That was a great volley. Good stuff. Okay, one more, then rotate. Rotate. Nice try, Glenn. Glenn? Glenn? So, one of the problems is you're stabbing at the ball. You don't need to stab at it. Just get in front of it like you're trying to catch it.
Okay.
You're trying to catch it.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay? You don't need to stab at it. Just yeah, don't worry about it. That's really good, Brian. Nice volley. I like the way you're getting it to the ground, Brian. Very good. You're nice and tall now. Narrow stance. Good job. Oh, communicate, guys. Say mine. Good job. That was a great volley, Brian. Another great volley. You got this. Nice job, Susan. Yeah, good job. Keep it low. Okay, one more, then we're going to rotate. Boom. Rotate. Here we go. No, not so low. There you go. Good job. That's a great volley, Susan. Yep, nice and low. Good job. How to get above the ball, Margaret. Very good. Susan, you got this. Yep, good job. You're using all of your body weight now. That's great to see. One more. Rotate, rotate. One more, then we're going to rotate. Okay. I really want you to work on middling the ball. Really watch it all the way into your racket so you get the middle of your racket on it. Other than that, you're doing great. Okay?
Am I hitting it?
You're just hitting it off center a lot. So just really focus on, just like when you watch it bounce on the ground, watch it come into your racket. Really try to get the center of your racket on, okay? One more, Glenn. One more, then we're going to rotate. Boom. Okay, Glenn, come to me. Everybody. All right. So just stand right beside me, right along this line. I want you to let the ball come all the way back to the line. Right now you're reaching out to make contact with everything way out in front of you, which is why your wrist is humping. You don't need to make contact that far out front. You don't need to stab at the ball. Let it come to you. Let it come in really close to your body so that you just need to be strong and fun.
Yeah, because I was trying to keep it out in front.
Yeah. Well, that you keep it out in front, but it doesn't need to be out there. That's too far. So if you fully extend your arm, that's too far. Right? So make sure you keep your bicep engaged, keep your forearm engaged, keep the ball closer to your body. Okay? One more, then rotate. Good work. You're doing great. Really work on the centering the ball there, Margaret. Oh, watch your stance. Don't get too low. You're not a great white shark. That's good. Really nice middling. Here you go, Susan. Yeah. Keep your feet planted on the ground. Like, make your decision early. Make sure you're planted on the ground. Watch your balance. Very nice, Susan. Very nice. Don't worry about it. There you go. One more, then rotate. One more. It's coming to you, Susan. Okay, rotate. Okay, remember, let the ball come to you. That was much better. Good job, Margaret. Good job. Much better, Glenn. Let it come to you. Nice. Those are great volleys, Margaret. Good job. Okay, pause. Good stuff. Okay, we're making really good progress here. I want to define a target. So everybody see this red line? Imagine that it extends all the way over to here. If you can, I want all of your volleys to hit the ground before the red line, right? We want to be out of the habit of volleying for the back corners. Because if you try to volley to the back corner when I'm standing here, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to feed the ball to your feet, right? But if you're aiming before the red line, guess what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to bend down and pop it up to you so you can feed it to my feet. Does that make sense? So our default volley is to hit the ground before the red line, and that's what we're going to work on now. Okay, let's fire up. Everybody's technique is good. Let's work on finishing strong. Good work, Margaret. Let it come to you, Glenn. Let it come all the way in. There we go. That's a stronger position. Good job, Brian. Get it down. Nope, too far, Glenn. Keep it to the right, inside the red line. Good job. Nice. Good job. Okay, good. One more, then rotate. Rotate. We're trying to hit the ground before the red line, guys, before the red line. Good. Nice. You got this, Brian. Good job, Susan. Oh, a little deep. Good job. Yeah. One more, then rotate. Sorry, I got distracted. Rotate. Can I turn this camera on? Good. Beautiful. One more, then rotate. Rotate. Oops. Oh, that's so far out, Glenn. Let it come to you. Yep, nice shot, Margaret. Much better. One more, then rotate. Last one. Rotate. Okay, we're going to go until Margaret has her turn, and then we're going to be done. So this could be your last cycle. Let it come to you, Glenn. Nice job. That was a better one, Glenn. You let it come to you. There you go. Last one, then rotate. Good job. Way to go, Glenn. You're letting it come into you. Really good, Susan. You got this, Brian. Okay, that was a tough one. One more, then we're going to rotate. Last one. Rotate. Good job. It was a really nice volley, Margaret. Good. That was a great shot, Susan. Yeah, you got this. Oh, don't reach for them. Let them come to you. One more, then rotate. Okay, Margaret, rotate. Rotate, Margaret. Okay, last one. Okay, shut off the machine. You can get it. Good job. Okay, let's do a pickup, and then we're going to do a wrap up. All right, so I saw progress again. So everybody feel progress? Good. That's my job, is to make sure we make some progress, right? And I think Margaret probably didn't feel any progress. All right, so the biggest thing I see for people who are struggling with their volleys is they're stabbing the balls. They're okay with balls that are outside of their line of their body. When the ball's coming towards them, they're fearful and they're trying to stab at the ball to keep it away from them. Don't. Just let it come to you. You got a paddle in your hand. You're going to be able to block it. And that control is important. Trying to stab at the ball and push it away from you is going to cause problems, right? That's generally what causes you to pop it up, or worse yet, push it into the net. So, any questions about what we did today? Okay. Other than Margaret, did everybody make progress?
I learned that I was a lot worse at volleys than what I thought.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's not that you're a lot worse than you thought. It's now you're better.
Maybe, yeah. Well, I mean, the one hit, like I was the guy that was out here all the time, right? Because that's kind of the way that they said, get out here and push it, right? Not don't let it come in. But that made so much sense.
Yeah. So yes, you want to make contact with it out in front of you, but not as far as you can reach, right?
You have to have a lot more control and power when it's closer.
Exactly.
To you, right?
If you watch the pros hitting those really powerful push volleys, those can't happen unless the paddle is starting right up against their body, right? And in fact, they bend over so that they can create more space to accelerate to the ball, and they're making contact with it just out past their chin, right? So, and if you're going to do the flick volley, right, or a roll volley, right, you need that ball to come in close to you. So we made some progress today. So again, there's classes on this. If you can do 4 consecutive Saturdays, or you can continue coming to the ball machine, and we can just work on one thing at a time. Awesome. So we're going to work on block volleys next. I know you're registered. If anybody wants to stay, you're welcome to. The difference between what we've been doing and what we're doing next is just the speed and the angle, and we may have somebody on the court as well. So let's have a water break, and if you want to take off, you're welcome to take off. You want to stay, you're welcome to stay. I need to hit the washroom. Oh, I'm going to shut the camera. You're not going to have a water break, Margaret? Well, that's why you can't make progress, because you're not drinking any water. You got to grow your progress.